My daughter drained my bank account and took her husband and his father to Rome. I just smiled to myself, and 3 days later she called me sobbing. Mom, what did you do? My retribution was complete. The day I needed to breathe the most was the very day my daughter took every single dollar without even leaving a note. Margaret Maggie Thompson froze for a long time. She sat on her old worn cloth armchair, the same one she bought when Emily turned 7, using the first decent paycheck she earned cleaning homes in the Hollywood Hills. In front of her, the cell phone screen glowed with a notification that chilled her blood. Available balance, $0. She read it again and again, and a fourth time. Her hands trembled, not from old age, though she was 68 years strong, but from something deeper, a sickening knot that forms when the soul understands, but the heart refuses to accept. She called the bank. A robot answered. Then a human representative tried to ask questions. They told her the movements had been made online, wire transfers for large amounts totaling over $80,000. It was her entire life's work, her savings, her security, her only safety net. And where did the money go? She asked, her voice broken. It was all transferred to an account in the name of Emily Grace Thompson. Ma'am, do you want to file a fraud report? Maggie didn't respond. She hung up without a word. Silence filled the house. The only sounds were the ticking of the clock in the kitchen and the buzz of a dying fluorescent light bulb. Outside, the ice cream truck played its familiar tune, oblivious to the abyss that had just opened inside her. Then the landline rang. Hello, she said, her voice flat. Maggie, did you see your Emily's Instagram? It was the excited voice of Linda, her longtime neighbor. She's in Rome, child, eating fancy food with her husband and father-in-law. Lord, what a life they live. They look like movie stars. Maggie swallowed hard. She walked to her room, opened the drawer where she kept her old smartphone, and searched for her daughter's profile. There she was, Emily, her only child, the girl she brought into the world with pain and raised alone since her father left for another woman. The same daughter she gave everything to, even the family land her parents left her so she could go to college. She was smiling, a glass in hand, dressed in a crisp white shirt, embracing Brian, her husband, and Harold, the father-in-law who always looked down his nose at Maggie. The caption read, Rome, my new beginning. I deserve this. In the comments, Brian had written, good things come to those who wait. Thanks for everything, mama-in-law. With a money emoji. Maggie didn't cry. She just stood there holding the phone like a burning brick. Then, without anyone to notice, she smiled, a different kind of smile, as if she finally understood something she'd avoided for years. Far away in Rome, Emily raised her glass without guilt. See, Brian said, sipping expensive wine. It was a good idea to take the money. She's going to die soon anyway. Better we use it before it goes to medical bills. Harold let out a harsh laugh. Clueless old lady. She was never going to do anything useful with that cash. Emily didn't say anything, but something churned inside her. Back in South Central Los Angeles, Maggie prepared chamomile tea. She picked up her notebook and wrote, this is not the end. It is the beginning of my silence, and my silence will hurt more than any scream. 3 days later, Emily called, sobbing. Mom, what did you do? Accounts frozen, trip ruined, Brian and Harold gone. Maggie smiled serenely. I didn't take anything from you, daughter. I just stopped what you were taking from me. With help from old friend Walter, a retired lawyer, and neighbor Brenda, an accountant, Maggie reported the forgery, froze the funds, and triggered an international alert. Leukemia gave her 6 months, but she used them wisely, flying to Rome to witness Emily sign away the stolen life, handing over childhood photos and a letter. You were my life, but I was never yours. Emily returned broke, shamed, viral online as the ungrateful daughter. She left donuts on the porch, never knocking. Maggie passed peacefully, leaving a final note, if you've learned, you're not lost. Be kind to others, that's my redemption. Emily stayed in the house, living simply with the red notebook and memories, filling the space with quiet change. Did you like the story? Which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. Support with a super thanks to keep these whispers coming. Subscribe for more secrets unveiled with love and respect. See you next time.